Hello, I'm sitting here with Anne Bouverot from Orange, who we're just going to chat with about a few hot topics that we've been hearing about this week at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. First up is NFC. Now, Orange has been doing, as background, quite a lot in NFC. They've been one of the leading operators in trials around the world. They're doing a huge one in Nice. So I would like to ask Anne about one contention I've heard from analysts like Dean Bubley, that apparently operators are making practically nothing out of these services. And in fact, it's a kind of like zero-sum kind of operation for them. And I guess it's mainly a loyalty play in that sense. So what do you say to that?
I think it's very important in any new play to understand where you add value to the customers. And I think we're really clear in terms of NFC that, for example, in the case of payment or in the case of transport, we operators offer two things. We offer secure space on the SIM card. We offer that to the banks and the transportation companies. And we offer the first level of customer support. A customer, when they have a problem with a payment transaction or anything on their phone, they will call their operator. They don't know whether it's the handset, the network, the bank, the point of sale terminal. So they will call the operator and we provide the first level support. So we're very clear that we provide these two pieces of value add, secure space on the SIM card and first level customer support. And banks and transportation companies are willing to pay us for that. So that's where we get money. And in addition, yes, we do think we get additional customer loyalty out of this. Yes. Absolutely. So those are the two pieces.
Okay, but when you say that the banks and other payment providers are, and clearinghouses are providing you money as a fee for these things, is that actually working out as a kind of net profit compared to the outlay of money investment that you need to put into, the OPEX to run these services?
Well, I'm not prepared, of course, to share specific numbers, but yes, the idea is not to run this as a non-for-profit, but it is absolutely to run this as a viable business model, and we're quite confident that it will be. Okay,
so on paper so far, it's looking like something where you actually drive revenue, profit from it.
Yes.
Not just revenue that then gets spent.
Yeah, revenue costs. And customer loyalty.
Great.
Increased customer loyalty.
Great. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Next question for you. We're jumping around a bit here. Is on the Nokia Microsoft deal. Now, you and we had dinner together the other night, and you gave me a quite good answer on this. So I've wanted to circle back and go through it with you one more time. Now, just to sort of skip the background of it, and to say that you were happy to hear about the deal. Now, why do you think? What kind of leverage do you think you'll get out of a Microsoft relationship that you haven't been able to with the other two dominant OS platforms in the smartphone space from Apple, Google?
Well, I believe there's a number of reasons why customers will be more attracted to some operating systems, and we will, as operators, will be happy about that. And just to give you a very concrete example, in the Windows Mobile 7 devices that we already sell, we have on the home screen, as some of the tiles, we have Orange services integrated right there on the home screen. So we have Orange Wednesdays, for example. We also have Your Orange, which is an application that enables you to go and see your bill, information about additional services. So really core services that we Orange provide. And
is that more than what you do on those other platforms at the moment?
Yes, it's certainly more than we're able to do with more closed platforms that will not enable us to do that.
And so you tried and you weren't allowed to?
And we were not able to do it,
yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. And do you think that by putting it onto, sorry to interrupt you, but by putting those things into those other systems such as Windows Phone 7, do you think that gives you leverage with the others to potentially advance the conversations to do more, or do you think not yet?
I think not yet, but we've seen a consistent trend. I think it's not only in our industry that the bigger market share you have, the less you listen to your customers. So
right.
hopefully with a little bit rebalancing,
Okay.
this will work well. Because what we see from our Orange services on the home screen is that customer take-up is more important. And that means customers are happy, and that means we're happy because we've provided services that they're using.
Okay, so those tiles on those Windows Phone 7, I think you mentioned to me that it really works. You're actually getting more use of Orange services on Windows Phone 7 devices than you are on Android or Apple devices.
Yes.
Can you give me more, kind of drill down a little more into what that means?
Sorry, I can't share specific numbers, but we are seeing significantly higher numbers, yes.
Okay, and you relate that directly to having the tiles on that home screen?
Completely. It's the one-click access. It's there on your home screen, absolutely.
And you can't do that on Android, is that right?
No, that's not something that we've been able to.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I did interrupt you. You were going to give me a little bit more information on Windows and where you see the viability of that platform. Are you integrating? Do you think you'll have? So we mentioned the tiles, but are there other areas like in payments or anything like that you may have a better role to play?
Yes, absolutely. What works well, both in our relationship with Microsoft and in our relationship with Nokia, it works well in terms of relationships we have with Samsung and HTC and others as well, and so I absolutely don't want to exclude them from that. But there are a number of things that are important for our customers that we request that they put onto the phones and the operating systems. NFC, as we've discussed, and enabling the SIM to control the security of NFC.
Yep.
Things like operator billing, which we believe is absolutely key for customers to be comfortable to pay for some applications if they're not happy to do it over the internet and give their credit card number. So those are just two examples of very important features that we as operators want to put on phones. And some players like Microsoft and Nokia and Samsung and HTC and LG are happy to put them on the phones. Okay.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Actually, on that subject, can I just ask you something? I've just had a conversation with Jim Alto, and we sort of covered this area of the soft SIM. What's your take on the soft SIM? And I know that this is just all kind of alleged talk as far as anyone officially knows. That apparently in the iPhone 5, Apple will be looking for doing something with a soft SIM. What's your take on that? What do you feel?
I can't comment on rumors, as you say.
Yes.
There's nothing announced on this. I just want to say that for us operators and for our customers, because that's what really matters, the SIM is absolutely a key part of the offering. Just think of this as a citizen. You want to be able to take your SIM out of your handset and know that all the data, what you've used to access Facebook and put information, your personal contacts, your payments if you make payments, you want to know that you have the control of this, that you can remove it, that you can put it in another phone, that you can destroy it if you want to destroy it. I think this is very important for citizens.
Yeah, okay. Good answer. I agree with you. I agree.
It's going to be more and more important as people realize what happens with what they put on Facebook.
This whole cloud. I mean, it is the dark underbelly to cloud. I think so. It is. I think you're right. There, at some point, there's going to be more of a push to try to control it in a better way, and that comes down to these kind of physical things. I think you're right. Sort of local physical stuff. So last area, going to what Orange. One of the big announcements you've had this week has been on an Orange tablet.
Yes.
And this idea of the operator-branded device. What's going on there? What do you think you can bring to a tablet that hasn't been brought by the trillion other device makers that are doing them? This is an Android-based tablet.
This is an Android-based, yeah. I think actually the answer is in your question. There's a trillion tablets out there. And a few of our customers are absolutely expert and tech-savvy, and they will make their own choice. And we will not make a better choice than they do. But for a number other customers, it's just so many new technologies, so many new things, and this gets back to our brand promise and our role to be the customer's digital coach. So this is about helping them and saying, okay, maybe you don't want to spend days browsing on the internet and going to shows and selecting the one tablet that will be just a little bit better than the others or perfect for you. What we, Orange, are doing is bringing a very good tablet at an affordable price that we've specified, tested, we think works perfectly well, and we'll sell that in our shops.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you? I don't know about the tariffs, but are you looking to do more bundling?
Absolutely. We're selling this in our shops, so it's bundled with data plans, and so depending on the contract duration and the data plan you take, the initial price is more or less expensive. Yeah. It can go from €1 to 100, 200 euros. Something.
Yeah. But I mean, given that there's been so many reports of those bundles with the iPad doing so abysmally in different markets, you think there's an appetite for this, or possibly a little too early in the market?
But I think this is a very early market, so I think we need to offer customers the choice between a number of different ways to get at tablets.
Right.
Some of them will just want to buy a tablet, keep it at home, never use the 3G connectivity. That's certainly their choice, and they can do that. Others will want to have them on the move all the time and use them extensively, and then they need the data plan that goes with it. I think a number of customers will actually want to do occasional usage, and what we're going to introduce is data plans that we've already introduced in Austria, for example, which are bundles. So you already have your data plan on your smartphone, you buy a tablet, and for a couple additional euros a month, we give you an extra SIM in your tablet that can use your data bundle on your smartphone.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I think
that kind of tethering. Well. Yeah. Why aren't you doing those on the iPad?
Well, we will do that on the iPad. There's
because you haven't been.
Issue, but,
I see. Okay.
We will launch that in April in France and in Spain, for example.
On yours or on the iPad?
Including on iPads.
So all tablets, basically.
All tablets, basically.
You'll be doing a kind of data bundle.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that might drive more usage actually, because there hasn't been a massive take-up of the 3G enabled tablets. You know, and one of my colleagues says, he says, it's complete rubbish. It's all about just a lean-back Wi-Fi at home kind of additional thing.
That,
so
then they don't need a data plan.
Exactly.
If it's to carry it around, maybe they need a bit of that dual bundle.
But a bundle might be quite useful, especially if you've got one of those really high limits that you're never going to use on the smartphone, and the tablet is a much easier. Thank you very much, and have a good week.
And